what I'm going to cover tonight is SEO and digital marketing. Go a little bit deeper into that with some practical tips and tricks using a real life example. I actually attended the Chester SEO and Digital Marketing Meetup on Thursday night of this week. Craig Campbell was there again, and he gave us a great presentation on SEO secrets, white hat techniques, black hat techniques, and PBNs as well, personal blog networks, which he's a big fan of. And there was another lady there who gave a brilliant presentation on duplicate content as well. But yeah, tonight I'm going to cover, basically there's a lady who lives over the road who has her own business, pet food and pet supplies. So she just wanted a bit of help and a bit of advice with her online strategy. So sort of like the layout of her website and particularly the SEO side of things. So I met with her during my week off for around 2-3 hours. Just covered some of the things that I do and what I'd be able to help her with. And then I've spent this afternoon sort of working on a bit of a plan to send over at the end of the weekend. So letting her know what things I'm going to crack on with for now, and then what she can be doing. And then we'll meet again in a week or two and start applying all these different techniques. So yeah, I've got some notes here to refer to. But yeah, I guess the first thing I suggested to her was to get Google Analytics integrated into her site, which she actually already had, but I thought that would be really important. So before I actually sort of touch the site in any kind of way, just have Google Analytics on there so we can see exactly where it is now before we actually make any changes. And then that way we can sort of monitor exactly what's working and what isn't working. I'm quite scientific about that. So make a change, see what kind of impact it has. If it's positive, do more of that. If it doesn't really have an impact, sort of maybe don't invest so much time into that into the future. Yeah, so Google Analytics was actually already on there. She uses sort of an out-the-box e-commerce product. So it's kind of similar to what I work on at work at the company I'm in the e-commerce department for. Whereas the company that I work for, it kind of has all their products, like 5,000 products already preloaded on there. Whereas this one allows you to upload your own products. So she has around 400, 500 products from all different suppliers that she uploads onto there. But yeah, she admitted herself she doesn't really know what she's doing with the online side of things. If she ever needs help with it, she just gets in touch with the company that supplies this sort of out-the-box solution. And they've like put things on the homepage for things like that. So yeah, so once Google Analytics is on there, I think another thing to get that's really important is Google Search Console. That can give you even more sort of stats and a bit more feedback and things. So we'll sort that out. Once it's all done, submit the sitemap, the XML sitemap to Google Search Console, and also Bing Webmaster Tools as well. Sign up for that. Also for her to make sure that her Google business, Google My Business, is up to date, because that can sort of help as well with the ranking on Google. But yeah, the main thing that I covered with her was keyword research, because she hadn't really given much thought to the keywords that were on there. So I kind of explained the concept of keywords and how they can be sort of sprinkled through your metadata, through your H tags, through your titles, through the paragraphs and all the alt tags on the images and things like that. So yeah, it was sort of identifying exactly what she wants to achieve and what she wants to rank for. We kind of came up with the idea of we'll try and rank locally first, maybe nationally later on. But for now, her business is kind of, she'll do deliveries within a certain mile radius if people order over £10. So the idea is to rank within the postcodes that surround us, and then take it further afield. So yeah, so it was sort of, it's a very boutique style pet suppliers. So it's got that higher end feel to it. So it's kind of looking at the other similar sites. So we were looking at the competition as well. So the other 3 or 4 pet suppliers that are in the local area, none of them are really like the boutique style, but seeing exactly what they're doing, looking at their source codes, seeing if they had any keywords that we could identify they were trying to rank for, and then we can base our strategy on that then. So yeah, keyword research, I introduced her to Google Keyword Planner that you get access to for free when you sign up for Google AdWords, and showing her how you can sort of populate it with some keywords and even select the geographic location. It'll tell you how many people are searching for that per month, how competitive those terms are, and you can almost use an iterative approach. You can take some of those top keywords and feed them back in and really boil it down. So I've said I'm gonna do a bit of keyword research over the next week or two and really come up with a list of a good group of words that we're going to try and rank for, and then use them throughout some of the content pages and then the product pages as well. So yeah, that was Google Keyword Planner. Just going to swap hands so I can scroll through my notes on my computer. So yeah, one thing I also noticed and asked was there's like 400 or 500 products on there. So each one has its own image and its own product description. And I asked, where did that product description come from? Did you write that yourself? Basically, it all come from each supplier. Gives you that data, and she just pre-used or pre-populated her product pages with that exact information. So I suggested, obviously it's a lot of work, it's going to take time, maybe just do a few a week, but just really bespoke each description. So again, this touches on duplicate content that was covered at the SEO Meetup the other day. The fact that if everyone else out there is using those exact same product descriptions, what differentiates this business? So you want to, once you've done your keyword research, then start using those kind of keywords and use them throughout the product description. So hopefully when people in the local area are searching on search engines like Bing and Google, our products sort of float to the top. And even if they weren't particularly interested in that product, now they're on the site and they may click around and shop around. And one of the main big things that I noticed was the use of H tags. So on the homepage there was no H1 tag. Most of the pages didn't have H1 tags. I think the first H tag on page 1 was a H3. So if you don't know about H tags, H1s are usually used for like the main page description and the main title kind of thing. And then it's sort of different paragraphs, so H2 and then H3 and then H4 in that kind of order. But there was only one H3 and that was in the footer. So we really need to reassess that. Make sure each page has a H1 tag, then a H2, followed by paragraphs or images, then H3 and so on. And again, using those keywords in there because Google really looks at them. The other thing was the images. A lot of the images were like 159_382.jpg. They didn't have particular names. So we're going to again call those or title those images with what exactly is in the image and using those keywords, and then add alt attributes to them as well, because none of them had alt attributes, which again Google will look at. So it's more for visually impaired people that are using almost like a screen reader where the computer is reading the page to them, but you can kind of use that for SEO. Again, don't keyword stuff it and don't go over the top, but we're gonna use our keyword research campaign and sort of roll that out to all the images as well and all the photo titles. What were the other things as well? Yeah, so just looking at the homepage, the homepage was mainly images when I first got there, so it kind of had a banner. The banner was really cool. I really like the colour scheme. It's like a kind of a lighty purplish kind of thing. And again, that's sort of like really good. That we don't want to really change that. And Van has those colours, but it's very, very boutique. But it wasn't really clear what was going on there. So it kind of had, a picture of a cat and a picture of a dog, and you could click on the cat and go through to the cat products, and you could click on the dog and go through to the dog products, but it wasn't clear, was this like a vet's, or was it pet food, or was it like pet clothing, or what exactly was it? So yeah, it's making that a bit more clear, and again trying to add some more text, so there's an about page on there, and again it's kind of making that more readable as well. There was large chunks of text. So it's a case of making that more sort of internet friendly. People prefer to scan web pages, bullet points, or maybe use images and infographics to get the point across. So it's kind of migrating some of that information across to the home page again, so Google is seeing those keywords, and then just making it a bit more snappy and a bit more to the point as well. Obviously, another big thing in SEO is generating some backlinks. So she has other companies that mention her business and her site. So it's going to be a case of approaching some of them and seeing if some of them will make those mentions into backlinks. and then also maybe reaching out to other people as well. This is where sort of the real work starts. We're trying to do all this on a shoestring, I guess. We're not going to just chuck money at it. So we're not going to, offer people, a few £100 to add a backlink. We're just going to see what we can do sort of naturally as well, and just build it up over time. But yeah, I guess she isn't too happy with the platform she's using at the moment. So at the moment, we're going to implement all these changes, all the actual content on the site and the SEO, using this out-the-box solution. But then maybe with the intention of taking all that information, all that data, and moving it across to like WordPress and WooCommerce, which is a really popular way of going about tackling e-commerce. So yeah, then I also talked about a load of Chrome add-ons. I use Chrome as my browser, so I like to add all those little add-ons in the top right hand side of the browser. So one of them was sort of Twitter mass follow, because she's looking at the social media marketing side of things as well. She has another lady that helps doing the Facebook account, but we also talked about getting more active on Twitter and Pinterest, because on Pinterest it's very visual, and you can add a link on every single image, and each one of those links can go back through to a product. So yeah, there's another Chrome add-on which allows you to block analytics. So when you visit your own site, or when I visit her site, to just to see how it's getting on, or if we've made a change to it and to make sure it's okay, the fact that Google Analytics will no longer track our activity, so we're getting more of a realistic idea of how many true visitors are visiting the site, and we're not letting Google acknowledge the fact that we're there. Tiny Beast image optimization. A few of her images were really big, so it's getting those small, and I just find it's a really cool little add-on you can have. You just click on the image, save it, and choose exactly what size as well. You can keep it the current size or select a new size, and it will really optimize it for web to make your pages load faster, which again has a positive impact on SEO. Yeah, the pin it button, I've already mentioned Pinterest, but that just means whenever you're on a website and you see a really cool image, you can just pin it there and then without having to visit Pinterest. Meta SEO Inspector, that'll tell you exactly. I mean, that's what I use to identify that her H tags weren't quite correct, and that will just give you a very broad overview of the SEO of each page as well. So that was another cool one I suggested to her. And then I also shown her how you can sort of right click on there and view the page source. So I was showing her that for competitors' sites as well, and saying, look, here's where their images are, and they haven't quite labeled them right either, and they haven't got alt attributes, and just pointing out the flaws in a competitor's sites as well, which is all good news for us, because it means it should be easier for us to rank as well. Some other ones, Colorzilla. I quite like to use that, and it allows you to just pick any color on an image in your browser, and it'll tell you the exact hex code for it. So you can use that when you're creating your own imagery and things. An open graph preview as well. That just allows you to see exactly what the page will look like when it's shared on various social media like Facebook and Twitter. So if you haven't set up sort of the metadata correctly, then it might not be showing as well as it could do when people share it on social media. And yeah, so we also looked at sort of like the social media side of things as well, and what she's going to do with that. But I'm conscious that I've been talking for 13 minutes, so maybe I'll cover that more after we've had our next meeting. I'll tell you how sort of the SEO things that we've implemented and how we went about doing that, and I'll talk more about the digital marketing side and the content marketing and social media marketing side of things then. But I'm gonna head out. It's actually just started to rain, but I've got tickets to a swing concert, big band concert in Chester tonight. So I'm going to love you and leave you and head over to that. Speak to you soon.